Yeah, hi everybody. It's Thursday the 19th of November 2009. Weather very bad here in Ireland. Very, very bad. Big storms, lots of flooding. One of the articles deals with that. So I've put down 4 links, so I'm going to deal with 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first one relates to it's an article from the Irish Times, and it's called "When New Homes Go Bad." And what this is about is it's about people who bought. You'll read the details of it. I've put the little link down there, as I've said. This is people who bought new homes in the recent times, and so they're in deep negative equity probably. And what happens is to them, they come home and maybe probably been out working if some of them have jobs or whatever, but all of a sudden they find sewage coming up through the floors, and they find they're not alone. They find that the whole development sewage is coming up through the floors. So what they do is they get together and they get an engineer, and the engineer investigates the matter, civil engineer, and he finds that the pipes used by the developer were not up to scratch, and that the developer didn't get any clearance, any certificates of clearance for the development. It's Banana Republic time again in Ireland. So what's to be done, as it were? The article says that this is the article speaking. The article says that what you do is you go to the courts, and the courts will take 2 or 3 years to process this claim against this man, this builder, this developer. And it's not the builder, probably it's the developer, although the developer will probably say it's the builder's fault. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the bottom line about it is the people who are living in the houses obviously need the problem resolved one way or another. Now if they go down the legal route, they're going to go nowhere. The courts are banjacks with civil claims at the minute. Everybody's suing everybody else in Ireland. The only people that make out of that are the fat lawyers and the men who administer the justice, the judges, and all their acolytes in the court system. They're the only ones who engage, and solicitors. And what has to happen is those people have to get together. They have to find out the name of the builder and the name of the developer, and they have to go and approach them and say, what are you going to do? We represent, this is a group of us, we represent our interests in this matter. You put us in deep doo-doo. What are you going to do to rescue us? How are we going to get out of this? And if your man gives them the 2 fingers, then what they have to do is they've got to go and picket his home. And they've got to go and tell his neighbours what sort of a man he is. They've got to spell it all out in facts. And what will happen is, this is what will happen. If you raise that in a meeting of those people that have had their homes flooded with sewage, what will happen is the vast bulk of them will recoil in horror. Oh, picket somebody's home. Oh, give out leaflets. Oh, I couldn't do that. I've never done that before. Oh, that'd be dreadful. That'd be an anathema to me. I couldn't do that. Well then, you know what you've got to do then? Got to get used to sewage. Because if you think this system is going to help you out and get that matter resolved quickly in your favour, you are dreaming. Keep on dreaming. Anyway, the next matter is a house on the Curragh, and it's called the Brownstown Stud, and it's a famous stud. It's about it's quite near to me where I live actually, and I know this particular stud. I've driven past it on a few occasions. Beautiful stud. And the house, the names, the Irish, the greats and the good that have lived in it from County Kildare are the Knoxes, the Marscourse, the Marscoffs, the McGraths, and the Conley Carews. That's some background there for you. Fine Gael, Fianna Fáilers, and all sorts of people. And this is the serious elite. Anyway, It was put up for sale in 2007, and the general consensus then was this is a stud, and it's on 26.5 acres of property. All right, and it was the general consensus. It's a big place. The general consensus was it was worth 3.4 million. All right. Today, it's up for sale for 1.35 million euros. That's a drop of 60%. That's the real value of what's happened to house and property prices in Ireland. House and property prices in Ireland have collapsed. Can't read what NAMA tells you, can't read what the government tells you. If you want to test the pudding, you eat the pudding. And if you want to test the market, you go to the market and you test the market. You don't listen to bullshit from Brian Lenihan or bullshit from the papers or bullshit from the television. What you do is you go to the market and you test it. And that is the reality. The reality of the situation is all property prices in Ireland have gone down by at least 60%. And anybody else who thinks any different is living in cloud cuckoo land. There's the proof of the pudding in front of me. A magnificent stud in the middle of Kildare, adjacent to the Curragh, trained numerous classic and semi-classic winners all throughout the from it was erected in 1802. I think it was put up initially, and it's for sale now at a knockdown price. If you have that sort of money, it's unbelievable sort of money. Anyway, it's reality staring you in the face. 60% over 2 years, and there could be more to come. We've only started this thing with the next year and the following year. Anyway, the two final things I want to talk about are in China, and one relates to the China property bubble. It seems that, I cannot believe this, but if it's true, it does not augur well for China. I have to put this article up to get the facts. Just listen to this. It says here, this is as I say, I put the links up for these four comments that I've made. This one is from a guy called it's from the Financial Times, by the way. It's from a guy called Jamil Anderlini in Beijing, published today, and it basically says that investment in real estate development, a key driver of economic growth, rose 18.9% in the first 10 months of the year. This is a complete bubble. This is going to blow up. If this goes on for another year, that'll mean property prices will have increased by effectively 36%. But they got to get this investment out the other end. If you put that investment in one end, you got to get it out the other end. Anyway, just read the article. The article it's long and it's quite revealing. Anyway, the final thing is, I don't want to labour about this, is Microsoft. The way Microsoft would view the Chinese would be, these are little yellow people. That's what they are. You pat them on the head and they do what you tell them. It's one of this is probably the biggest, if not, it's one of the biggest companies in the world. It's certainly in the top 5 or 6 companies in the world. And what happened is they went down into China and they thought they could do anything. They got a company in 1995, and they got it to draw up a software program for their Windows 95, and the company did the job that they were asked. And then what did Microsoft do? Microsoft used the software for the 95 program and all its subsequent programs. No. The High Court in China, Beijing, said, no, Mr. Microsoft, you can't do that. No. You maybe think you can do that in the rest of the world, not down here. No. So the case was found for the Chinese company that brought Microsoft to court. Microsoft has a big problem now. China. That's all. We'll move on and hope that the weather gets better and things bottom out a little bit.